Hey everybody, and welcome. It's been almost either 9 or 10 days by now, and I've been under a hiatus. I want to explain. Well, I want to get to it. So, anyway, I had a situation. So, more or less, a family member of mine passed away. So, I'm gonna try and, you know, manage. So yeah, don't want to be too sentimental here. Just things going on, handling school, and this that. But anyway, of course, the video, right? So let's get to it. So this will be a two-part video. It's a 2-hour turtle. So I thought about making it one video, but I think two segments of around 40 minutes should be good enough. So this is a double forge prophet turtle. The enemy team we're up against is a prophet who is purple, Anders yellow, and the enemy forge is red. So in this initial starting game, as you see right here, I'm rushing this prophet, and I'm just kind of surprised that the fact that he had two summits. I didn't see that he had the temple building until I attacked the base, as you see right now. And of course, if it's laggy, or if I'm like behind on anything, it's simply because, like I said before in other videos, DaVinci Resolve is just very funny and stupid. I'm gonna try and see if zooming in will help. I don't know. But yeah, so I take out a couple of pads from purple. I set him back. I don't know what he had those summits for. I assume he'd have a lot of banshees, but he didn't have his profit up, so I took advantage of that. And he got turrets. So more or less, yellow makes Spartans, which kind of works here in this case. So I'm cleansing them down, and the red forge makes a Cyclops. So more or less, around this point, Reno says, "Let's turtle," and you know, when Reno says let's turtle, that's I know it's gonna be a very easy and good game. So more or less, they press me a little bit, kind of. I'm just screwing around here, and you know, I'm forced to run away, and my prophet is just being oddly funny and not do more damage to that Cyclops. Cyclops walks away for a couple of meters and comes back later. So yeah, if anyone who has watched my Super Turtle video, I've always said that having 3 forges is really difficult. A really difficult combo to try to turtle with because most combos can kind of beat it, conventionally speaking, early game. No, not early game, late game. Excuse me. But no. So more or less, you see right there. Before I even get into that, the enemy forge, the red forge, has a tank and forced me to recall. So now we're gonna get into the build up. So, about maybe 12 minutes, 12 to 15 minutes after this event, we were just setting up and getting ready. I built all my vampires because I know that an Anders player who is not, let's say, experienced always goes for hawks. And they do work, but yeah, it really, you know, if you're ready for it, you can get them. So you see right here, I try to get, so what was missing here, of course I cut all that out because I think it's too much fluff. I was trying to get variancy on my profit, but they killed every base conveniently. Fortunately, Shield Third left me a base, so I was able to get a star off of that. And I'll get a second star later. So I'm trying to sit in the corner, but Anderson's not letting that happen, and I'm forced to run away. So we were going to hold the wall for a while and gather as much money as we could before leaving. So anyway, before I talk about the gameplay, going back to the combo, like I said earlier, oh wait, the enemy Scarab tries to attack, but he doesn't know how to properly use it, and he made honor guards. That could have been engineers for future reference. And then there's cryo bombs, my goddamn engineer Cloud. But I mean, it's not all of it, I think. And the enemy forge went Grizzly, so we're definitely gonna have a much easier time. A lot easier. So a lot of action going on here, and I'm trying to get more variancy on my profit, but I forget to kind of use them a little bit here. But I got my vampires to suppress in the air. Reno's blue, by the way. I gotta forget. So Shield Third is green, Reno is blue. Just a reminder. So yeah, now the vampires are doing their job, stasising the hawks, but the thing is, they didn't stasis all the hawks, so they're gonna get tore up a little bit, and they're not stasising the Spartan hawks anyway, which is a lot of DPS. But that attack fails, so we're going to be chilling for a while. So anyway, like I was saying earlier, but I interrupted myself, was that turtling with triple forge is rather difficult, especially if the opponents are your skill level, and they're only difficult If the enemy team does not have a cutter, if the enemy team has a cutter nanders, excuse me. So, that being said, double forge is challenging but not bad if you have a cutter, Anders, or any covenant for some diversity. You know, because latest teams take the walls, in this case of Fort Dean, Anders can cryo and freeze, and all that. So now, you know, this is the last moments of downtime I'll show you before we get to the real, the true Super Turtle. And honestly, you know, it's crazy. You know, I was under the heavy belief that turtling on the concrete side of Fort Dean is better, but honestly, the grass side is just so much better. And anyway, like I said in my turtle video, please check that out if you haven't. Something interesting is, you know, the only thing that's not making a forge a fat zero for turtling by himself, the leader himself, is his economic edge, which is going to be very helpful later on. So, now with that being said, now they're finally getting ready to attack on the left side. I was going to retake it, but the Prophet came down here, and his Scarab is there, backed up by Red's Grizzlies, so I'm forced to run my vampires away. And as you see right there, I try to keep a healthy amount of engineers and vampires, but as you'll see eventually, that's not really going to work out because my vampires are just dumb and don't do anything. So you see right here, I'm trying to get my second star on my Prophet, and I will quite soon. So I'm just cleansing to do some damage and all that beautiful stuff. And of course, I had a stupid rally point on one of probably my main base. The vampire just teleported there, so that's a wasted pop. So at this point, we were, I guess, considering going back here. It was around this point when they attacked here with their, as you see right there, my second base, that we're like, yeah, we'll go back, or maybe in a few moments, but I think it's after this attack. Sorry, that was a yawn and almost sounded spit right there, but anyway, no, I guess people with mental disabilities. But anyway, sorry. No, just going through a lot today. I hope Wednesday is going well, night, evening, whenever you're watching this. So you see right there, their attack has been thwarted, and Shield Third has been really opting into Cobras lately, and it's paying off. As you see, I think that Cobra there is either 10 or 11 stars or higher, from looking. My engineers are there, here in the base. And we're making very quick work of the enemies. So something I want to point out, and honestly, it's very annoying. I'm sure everyone who's played a game for a long time with a controller, like a PlayStation controller or an Xbox controller, is stick drift. You'll notice when I'm looking, if you ever pay attention to my gameplay, whenever I'm looking at a unit and my cursor will just drag to a certain direction, it's not serious stick drift because in FPS games it's not a problem, but just RTS, I don't know, it's just super sensitive and it's picking up the slightest movement and making me drag my cursor, and that's gonna cost me. And you see right there, I got my 2-star Prophet, but unfortunately that's not gonna last very long. I don't know, it's just when you have stick drift, especially in Halo Wars, it's the worst thing, because when you get better at microing and you need every movement to make sense, it's not going to work in your favor when you have stick drift. So yeah, it's a close call there, but eventually it's not going to work, and you guys are going to see. Who knows, I think at the halfway point, 20 minutes or so, I'll cut the commentary, because I don't feel like talking for the entire 40 minutes. That's just a lot. I just, you know, just got a lot going on, but, you know, I think after this week, things will be much more easier for me mentally. And I'll try to upload the second part the day after or within 2 or 3 days to keep a consistent upload schedule. I'm really sad that Invincible isn't coming out anymore, just random tangent, but great show. Reno, if you're watching this, but I don't see why you would watch it, you was just in the game, but if you're watching this at any point, please check out Invincible. It's on Amazon Prime, or I gotta show you that website where you can like watch it for free and stuff, but don't want to spill the beans, So you see right there, crazy enough, after I blew up the shield, Red knew what to do. He was a pro. He got a degree in this game. He came right over and attacked my base. So yeah, it was after that attack with the 2 scares on my base was when we decided to go to the triple base turtle. So you see right there, just making quick work of those Wolverines, and Purple just sending his engineers to try to, I don't know, distract my Prophet or something. They got a D-bomb off, and something I gotta say, this Prophet never makes a vampire for the duration of this 2-hour, 20-ish minute match. Crazy, dude, crazy. The good thing, though, about this double forge is, of course, like I said earlier, the money, Shield Third and Reno have a lot of supplies, so at any point they can just, you know, get me back up to a certain supply range, and they will. They're good teammates. They wouldn't leave me hanging. So yeah, see right there, I blew up all my supplies so I wouldn't get Eagle Glitch too hard. I'm able to blow up my turrets just in time. So, you know, you gotta give your enemies a little bit of victory here and there, but they really stayed, and kudos to you guys. You could have won if you kept going air, and there's a point where they did, but it wasn't like a wave on wave. Because all I have to do is go after me, and I'm done. And yeah, Reno's going in, he's trying to start up his tanks. He's sending in his initial tanks. And we could kill those 2 scarabs. What? It's really like, it's like, nah, it's like whatever. We'll just let them rock. We'll let them rock. So, again, if anyone's paying attention, if you have any problem with Halo Wars 2 content, let me know. Because I always see too many comments talking about that. And see, right there, Reno gave me the money. That's very useful. Him and Shield Third will give me money, which will help with my endeavor of replacing engineers every time. So now the vultures are going to be coming from the right side, it looks like. And they're going to be finally taking out Shield Third's base at some point whenever they get there, because I'm tired of losing my bases and they don't attack them. But it's a good thing they took so long to attack my Forge teammates. But yeah, you see it's 2 vultures, so that's definitely very scary. I got my Prophet there to try and do something, but the thing is, these vultures can eviscerate a 2-star Prophet very easily, because the Prophet's veterancy really goes to the shield defense, not the health itself, if you get what I'm saying. Which is why Arbiter and Chieftain survive a lot more, but I don't know, Arbiter's squishy with me, I don't know, some BS. So now a couple moments later, they're going to be coming in with the big birds. So Purple comes in on the left side with the Scarabs, and as you see right there on the minimap, Red is on the far right side on Shield Third second base. With the amount of engineers I have, it's very hard to micro them, because I'm trying to keep an even distribution between vampires and engineers, but honestly, that's really not going to work over time. So, and of course later I will rectify that, but I was really trying because I didn't know if they were going to keep pulling up with more air. I thought the vampires would work, and you know, Anders does use a cryo bomb and knock out, I think, what, 5, 6 Wolverines? 2 Wolverines really, or 3. Maybe the engineers were there, because the math ain't mathing. And you see right there, Red, so he doesn't send his vultures, he sends his grizzlies to, I guess, I don't know, veteranize himself on the base or something. And Reno just being very funny, having his Wolverines up there killing those engineers that are running away just to punish him. Purple doesn't understand. Purple, you gotta understand, man, your engineers are in the back, man. You keep all uniting and setting to the front. And with my Prophet, I'm being an absolute a-hole, and I will be after what happens. So I cleanse that tank down, and my shield is down, and I recall. Oh, but I didn't recall. He drops a D-bomb. Good on you, Red. Good on you. But I'm still gonna get away, so fuck you. So, a little bit of downtime here. I still have my honor guard in that watchtower, so we'll see what's going on. And Reno still has his second base, so They're saying a good amount of money. I think at this point, Reno asks Shield how much money he has. Or maybe not now. Maybe a little later than that. But at some point. Maybe towards the end. He has like around 40k. So he's probably at like 25k right about now. Or maybe 30. But yeah, now the Anders finally sends her vultures to smack down on that base. And I keep my vampires there ready for any assault. Reno's sending its Wolverines, trying to star them up. And of course I go triple shield, and the money I'm getting is just slow. But, oh well. The price you gotta pay for survivability. Sometimes you have to, you know, cut your losses. But yeah, so my profit up, seeing if I can maybe get my 3rd star. But I know if those vultures hit me, I'll be playing with the Grim Reaper here. So I'm not doing that, I run away. Anyway, as you see, if you notice, if I'm like looking, then it veers to the left. It's that stupid stick drift. It's very annoying. It only gets worse in higher level matches. Sorry if I sound far because I'm leaning back. Just a little tired. It's 2:52 in the morning, Eastern Standard Time. But yeah, no, I have my vampires sitting right here, ready for those vultures because I knew they was going to be coming up. And honestly, sometimes stasis running is not as good as just using your needles, but in this case it worked to stop the vultures from mega barraging. And the vampire falls down to either a stupid vulture, missile, or, well, no, it was a scarab, as you see right now. It was a scarab from below. Purple was really fixated on making 2 scarabs. I don't know, whatever floats your boat, man. Man must have been losing 6k a lot, man. But hey, when you're on more than 2 bases, I guess you got money like that, right? And anyway, Red is now coming in to attack, and Shield 3rd has his double Spartan Cobras there. He carpet bombs and cancer shells, so my engineers aren't able to save that 9-star tank. And if I had 20 engineers, it could have been a different story. Both could have lived. And Red has his vultures there, and will his Cobra die? No. The engineers are able to save the other Cobra, that 11 or 12-star one. He just needs to run his very nice Spartan away. And then there drops a cryo bomb, destroying basically all my engineer population. So now I have to drop a shield and repop engineers because they're 250 and they take so damn long. And there's this very annoying to turtle against, especially if you have a Covenant player and you gotta make engineers. Purple tries to come in way too late to that party. Not much he could really do. And his Scarab is almost dead. I'd say if Shield made a Vulcan or something, if he like lost, you know, if he gave up like maybe 3 or 4 Wolverines, I think he made like a mini Vulcan. Scarabs be dying instantly, but hey, to each their own. It adds some variety. Didn't always have a Vulcan everywhere. So I was chasing that Scarab, but to no avail, it ran away. So now here comes the biggest push ever from them right now. And as you see with my missing population, I can't really fight anything off but accept the profit, I guess. And my engineers are just too far away. And they do not make it in time, and the base is dead. So now I have to get rid of some more shields. But Reno is fine. Reno's probably hovering around 7 to, what, 15k at this point. Reno, if you remember, at this scene, if you're watching at 19 minutes in, please tell me. If you remember, anyway. But I guess you were hovering around in the low 10k range. Easy. I thought about making a Scarab here, but Shield 3rd was telling me to just stay engineers and vampires, and it makes sense. But yeah, now they bum rush his 12 or 11 star Cobra right there, and my engineers just barely make it, but it's just not good enough. The effort's not good enough. So his Spartan is exposed, but he should live. There's no way I'm letting that die, you know. But yeah, man. Again, we're not always infallible, but granted, we have some kind of shit leaders in a way. But I mean, hey, Prophet works. He does his thing for this, you know. But he's just so damn squishy once that shield goes down. Anyway, so I'll commentate one more attack and then I'll let the gameplay carry. I was going to include our audio, but I decided not to. I want you to hear more gameplay and my voice than multiple voices. I have some good Halo Wars 2 game coming up. Yeah, that's going to be fun. The next one, I didn't do that turtle game yet. I still haven't done it. I gotta find it and do it. I will. But yeah, so Reno was under attack again, and there's cryo bombs, the set of engineers that I, had, and I'm able to save it this time, I believe. Nope, just kidding. I screwed up again. They were healing, but the damage on the station is just too much. If he was a fortress, it would have been fine, but it takes time for that to happen, of course, and he loses another base. So good attack. They're doing pretty well, quite well. They're doing their job. Can't be mad. And here is where the stick drift comes into play. As you saw right there, I dragged up instead of pressing A. I pressed A, but it didn't let me do it, and my 2-star Prophet just dies because 2 scarabs are aiming at it. So that's really agitating. So in the future, you're going to see me constantly harass their bases, and I will get my stars back. I will. This is me we're talking about. I'm the veterancy master here. You know who you're dealing with. So anyway, that's going to call for the commentary section. Thank you for listening. Anti-Wave out. Part 2 inbound maybe tomorrow. Hopefully.
All units. Local units.
What do you want? The journey awaits. Yes, done.
Base under attack. All units. Engineer ready.
What do you want?
Local units. All units. Enemy engagement. All units. All units. All units. Enemy engagement. All units. All units. Engineer ready. All units. Local units. All units. Local units. Engineer ready. All units. Turret complete.
Promise has arrived. What is required?
Local units.
Yes?
Local units. All units. Base under attack. All units. All units. All units. All units.
I'll go.
All units. All units.
Moving there. Vampire.
All units.
Journey awaits. Show me where. Yes.
Local units. Base under attack. Local units. Enemy engaged. All units. Engineer ready. Local units. Local units. Local units. All units. Engineer ready. All units.
Moving.